Turn your neighbour and say, you have a destiny, you have a purpose, and it is bigger and greater than where you are today. God's purpose for you is that you increase, not this way, but relationally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, intellectually. All right, so that's God's will for you. They're now actually crystallizing exact things. Well, you've got to really seek God and know God and get in that secret place to where you really understand, what God is calling you to do, to get down to specifics. But in a nutshell, God's come to give you life. God's come to give you a marriage life. God's come to give you finances life. God's come to bring you to new levels where you see amazing things happening in and around your life, all right? So this is a 4-part series. I'm doing vision for January, so I'm just going to whet your appetite today because I want to convince you on the power of vision, the power of letting go of your past, the power of looking forward and having a vision for what God is doing with you and what God wants to do with you, all right? So, new year, new goals. Turn your neighbour and say, do you know what your goals are this year? We don't want resolutions to go through one year and doubt the other. No, about you, I want to see things materialise, see things established, see more people healed, see more significant miracles, see revival break out in Logan. All right, so there's a great example of a guy in the Old Testament by the name of Elisha. And Elisha had a sense of vision. And this guy was amazingly effective for God. He raises up an army of God. There's a few things he's done here. He led the army of God. He multiplies oil and flour. He makes an axe head float in a river. He heals a guy from leprosy. He splits the Jordan River. These are reasonable miracles. And all these miracles that Elijah did were answers to problems that existed. They're actually answers. And God had every answer, and God has every answer for your need. All right? So why do we need vision? The first reason that we need vision is because vision takes your eye off the problem and onto the answer. You ever been bogged down into a problem and, it's like overcome and overwhelmed by that thing? Well, vision takes your eye off the problem and onto the answer. Vision takes your eyes away from the way things are and gets them on the way that things can be. Vision, it brings you to the future. It brings you to how things could be for you, around you, all right, and in you. And this was Elisha. He could see things different to how they were in the natural. To his eye, the solution was greater than the problem. And to us, often, the problem is greater than our solution, isn't it? Often. We get bogged, it can overcome us, a problem. But vision causes you to see, gets your eye off the problem and sees the solution as greater than the power that the problem has. Vision has the power to do that. And his eye on the solution was greater than the problem. The solution trumped the problem. And that's the power of vision. See, without vision, you're not even going to see solutions. You're just going to be overcome by the problems and the situation that you might be in right now. But vision gets your eye thinking on solutions rather than problems. And the solution trumped the problems that Elisha had encountered. Even before the solution was implemented, the solution had trumped the problem that was in the situation around his life. And so he wasn't governed by the way that things were, but by the way that things could be. And that's how vision works. It's a powerful thing. and you're not locked into the way that things are in your present. This is vision. So why do we need vision? The second thing is that vision connects you to the solutions. And that's because the nature of vision causes you to be looking ahead to see answers to your current situation. The answers become highlighted to you then. See, Jesus said, if you seek, you will find. And vision causes you to seek. And so vision puts solutions on your radar. Rather than your problem being on your radar, vision causes solutions to become on your radar. Vision causes you to seek for the answers, to seek for the things that are going to take you to that next level, the things that are going to take you to that next place in God, that next thing that God's called you God called you to do. Vision empowers you. You seek the radar, you're thinking about that now. See, vision lifts you above the miry clay, above the pit, above the hard times. Vision lifts you, elevates you, reefs you out of the hard situation that you might be in. It lifts you up. It lifts up your eye. It empowers you to see up high and beyond the situation that you might be in. Vision is powerful, guys. It's so powerful you can never let it go. You can never think that a problem is too great for you. You must keep lifting your eye up. You must keep getting a sense of vision and keep renewing a sense of purpose on the inside of your heart. And this is what Elisha was able to do. He was able to see the solutions of God. Of course, he had a great relationship with God. He was a great prophet. To be a great prophet, he had to have a great relationship with God. So God empowered his eye to be able to see. And so it is with you and I. We can have that. Vision not only empowers you to see solutions, but it empowers your validation when you see them. There's a thought. God might show you an answer, but vision empowers you to validate it in your heart. And until you validate something that God has shown you, until it's been validated in your heart, you're not going to step out. But vision, you see, when you seek, you will find the solutions that God has for the situation that you might be in. It's what you're looking for. It's what you validate when you see it. And so vision not only empowers you to see the solutions, but it empowers your validation to where you accept the answers, seize the answers and implement the answers. It's not just seeing them, but you will find that vision will cause you to accept them, to seize them and implement them. And if you're not implementing the strategies of God to overcome a situation in your life, you've got to get a sense of vision. You've got to get a sense of purpose. And that purpose has got to run through your veins. It's got to govern what you do. It's got to stir you on the inside of you to cause you to actually get up and do something about it. It's got to be validated in your heart, the solutions when they come. But without a vision, we are likely to reject answers even if they are sound. Ever talk to an old person and with an idea and they go, and they shoot you down? An old person.
Yeah, that's you.
They shoot you down. Do I shoot you down? Old pastor. See, without a vision, we are likely to reject the answers that God is presenting to us. But with a vision, it causes us to validate the answers when they show up. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Elijah had an answer here. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 6. And verse 6. Let's look at a situation here. 2 Kings chapter 6. Verse 1. The disciples and the prophets said to Elijah, "The place where we're staying is too small for us. Let's go down to the Jordan River. Each of us can get some logs and make a place for us to live there. Elijah said, go ahead. Then one of the disciples asked, won't you please come with us? Elisha answered, I'll go. He's cool, isn't he? Go ahead. But he just says, I'll go. So he went with them. They came to the Jordan River and began to cut down trees. As one of them was cutting down a tree, the axe head fell into the water. And he cried out, oh no. And often without a vision, and things happen to us, we cry out, oh no, don't we? Oh no. Master, he said, verse 5, it was borrowed. The man of God asked, where did it fall? When he showed Elisha the place, Elisha cut off a piece of wood and he threw it into the water at that place and made the axe head float. Elisha said, pick it up. And the disciples reached for it and picked it up. Elisha wasn't stirred or fazed or worried about this lost axe head, but the guy who borrowed the axe head was really worried about it, right? They're like, oh no. And we come up against some problems and we go, oh no, it's information that has come to us and it can trump us, it can speak to us, it can overcome us and overwhelm us. But see, this is where you need vision. It's like Elijah, he had vision, he could see that the axe head was not really lost. And you've got to know when something happens to you that's not so good, you've got to know that God is bigger than that. That God has the answer. God had the answer for that axe head. That axe head wasn't lost. Elijah just needs to understand what God was calling him to do to retrieve it. And you might have lost some things in your life. You might have lost some things last year. Maybe some things happened to you last year, but God's got the answer in how to retrieve it, or how to sort it out, or how to multiply what you lost. You see, without vision, you're gonna buckle under that. But with vision, you'll see it. You'll see what God's got for you. You'll see it, and even if you don't see it, you can just trust God. As you look to God, as you see Him, as you see His greatness, as you magnify Him for His greatness, you will see that He's got the answers there. You may have lost your axe head last year, but God knows how to get it back to you, and He'll know how to retrieve it, and He'll know how to multiply it, and He'll know. And maybe your axe head wasn't really meant to be yours. Remember, it was borrowed. It could have been somebody else's axe head that you thought you had, but now God's saying, no, that's not yours at all. That was never yours. I've got a new axe head for you this year. I've got a clean axe head for you. It's interesting that it was in the water. It would have been cleansed. They would have brought it out and would have shined it, cleaned it up, shined it, and brought it back to the original owner. You might have lost your axe head last year, but let me tell you, God is bigger than that. God is bigger than what you've lost. The only thing that you've got to do is grab a sense of purpose and understand the power of vision and look forward and look to what God has for you. It's powerful vision. You can't let it slip. You can't lose it. You can't drop your eye into the pit, into the miry clay and think that it's over for you. Never do that. Always lift your eye again. Always magnify God again. Always renew your faith again in God. God's got it for you. Turn it over and say, God's got your axe head if you lost it. See, vision says we need the axe head. How can we get it? But no vision says we've lost the axe head. Oh, let's give up. Without vision, you're going to give up when you lose your axe head. But with vision, you're going to fire up. You're going to charge up. Your soul is going to be stirred up because you believe in God for the new thing, for that axe head to be retrieved over your life. Vision says we need the axe head. How can we get it back? Then the solutions begin to pop up. The solutions then gain your favour. Solutions won't gain your favour when you don't have a sense of vision. You'll reject them. But when you have a sense of vision, you will accept them. Well, maybe we should pray for the accent. Yeah, let's pray. The second thing that happened to Elijah with vision was it empowered him to cut off his past. And vision empowers you to cut off your past. Let's read it. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 19. Vision empowers you to cut off your past. 1 Kings 19:19. So he departed from there and found Elisha. So this is Elijah, the prophet. And God called him to find this Elisha, to throw his mantle on him to see him become a prophet also. So he departed from there, found Elisha the son of Shaphat, who was ploughing with 12 yoke of oxen before him, and he was with the 12. Then Elijah passed by him and threw the mantle on him. And he left the oxen and ran after Elijah and said, "Please let me kiss my father and my mother, and then I will follow you." He said, "Go back again, for what have I done to you?" So Elijah turned back from him, took the yoke of oxen and slaughtered them and boiled their flesh using the oxen's equipment and gave it to the people, and they ate. Then he arose and followed Elijah and became his servant. This is really powerful here because Elisha had his own business here. He had 12 yoke of oxen, and so really he had his business. He's a businessman. He's making money. And but the call of God comes on him and touches him and speaks to him and to go into a direction into the future. So God actually gives Elisha a vision to become a prophet, right? So he questions Elijah about it. He says, "Okay, let me go back, kiss my mum and dad, and then I'll go and follow you." And that empowered him. He was because he had this new sense of vision and purpose over his life. It empowered him. It says that he slaughtered the oxen. Probably not a good term these days. Slaughtered the oxen, and he used the the ploughs. He burnt the ploughs, set up a fire, burnt the ploughs, threw the oxen on there, and cooked it all up. And see what he did there? He gave away his business. He turned away from the business that in the past had looked after him. And vision, this new sense of vision, actually empowered him to cut off the past. He was able to do away with what he had done, and probably meant so much to him because he'd probably spent a lot of hard work. Who knows, you don't easily throw away your business, do you? You don't easily throw away, what God has done for you even in the past. But because he got this sense of vision, it empowered him to even throw away his livelihood. How powerful is that? And that's the power of vision. That's how powerful vision is, because it can empower you to shut the door on your past. There's so many things that have happened to all of us, isn't there, with our past. Let me tell you, vision is that powerful. The purpose of God over your life is more powerful than what happens in our past. In your past, it's very insignificant when you get a sense of purpose and destiny in your life and in your heart about where you're going. It is so powerful. Vision empowered him to cut off his past. And vision empowers you to cut off your past as well. And fourthly, vision empowers you to go for more. Let me ask you a question this morning. Are you settled for where you are in life? Are you at a place in life where you're saying, oh, well, I guess this is it for me. This is my lot in life. I see this sticker on the back of some car windows sometimes. And it was like parked behind a car at the lights and you check out the number plates and trying to work out, what does that mean? And you read the stickers and that. There's a sticker that says, justify your existence. Wow. That's good, isn't it? Justify your existence. Why are you here? What has God called you to do while you're here? You know, are you going for more this year? What is God going to do through your life this year? Because vision empowers you to go for more. And without a vision, you settle for where you are. You do. I've had patches in my life where I'm not lost vision, but just sort of like let it lay, kind of. And I find myself settling just for where I am. But with a vision, you're empowered to move forward from where you are. Without a vision, you start believing that this is your lot in life, where you are. But vision pulls you out of that. Vision pulls you out of the realm of insane possibilities, out into the realm of insane possibilities. With vision, you start to see what's possible. Without vision, everything is impossible. But with vision, everything is possible. See, it's how you are, it's what you see or don't see that really makes the difference concerning the decisions in life that you make. And so God's called us to justify our existence. God's called me to justify my existence while I'm on earth. What's He called you to do on this earth between now and then? And probably some of you thinking, well, that's why we're here, PV, we want to find out. Come to the next 3 sessions because you're going to find out. George is here. You know, every now and then I send George a text, how you going? And, you know, he tells me everything that he's doing. He's like, and he inspires me. I like, well, okay, you got my attention. I'm like texting him back. He's like, he's doing this. His driveway's done. He's doing this. He's making sleepers and he's designing things and I'm saying that because that's a man with vision. That's a man who, although he hasn't got legs, he's got incredible vision, which causes him to be creative, and he's doing so much in his life. Listen to this. A man without legs but with a vision can attain more than a man with legs without vision. You hear that? There's nothing stopping George, man. What is it that stops us? Let me tell you, it's a lack of vision. It's a lack of purpose. It's a lack of destiny. And if you're lacking that today, you know, you've got a few weeks, you know, I'm really stirring you up. God is on your case. Turn your neighbour and say, God is on your case. It's good to hang in God's presence, but it's not just good just to stay there and do nothing. James talks about being doers of the word and not hearers only. So we're meant to hear the word, but then we're meant to be doing the word. And we get the doing side of it out of what He's called us to do. And so individually, corporately, and in February we're going to have Vision Sunday where we're going to explain the vision here, and then we'll have a feed after it. And it's so that we understand where we're going and we can be on the same page. Right? So, but that's the power of vision. Vision causes you to see possibilities. And then those possibilities inspire you to go for them. When vision causes you to see possibilities, those possibilities become probabilities. You see? You can't drop the ball on what God's called you to do. It ignites faith. Vision ignites faith. It empowers you. It's like having a spiritual drink of Red Bull or 5 shots of spiritual coffee. Every now and then there's this place in Jim Boom and they have this amazing coffee. It used to be a Serapha's, but now it's just like a local place. And I say, give me that really tall one. So how many shots in that? I say, oh, it's 3 shots in that. Sometimes I'll say, I'll have another shot in that. Give me 4. One time I said, give me 5. And even 3 shots kind of blows your head off. Wake you up on a Monday morning. So sometimes I have 5, pay an extra 50 cents, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It fires your head up. And vision is like that. It's our spiritual caffeine. It's our spiritual coffee, our spiritual Red Bull. It's the power of vision. Vision turns you into a giant on the inside. Where you may have been bullied at school or in the playground, had no friends. You ever felt that? I had that time. I think my first year of primary school, I was even crying. My first day in primary school in prep, I was crying and I wanted my mum. How sad is that? I should never admit that. But it's true. And you know what? We're all babies at one time. Aren't we? Now we're just big babies. Still learning how to do life. So, and God calls us. And I've decided that now that vision calls us to grow, it calls us our capacity to be increased. God increases our capacity with vision. We get up, we have a go, oh, we can do this. I don't know how many ideas Rowan has had over the years, since we've started the church. Rowan was 13, I think. 13 years of age, and was like, PV, I've got this idea. Okay, it's cool, let's pray. Go for it, man. And then, 6 months later, it's oh, PV, that didn't work. But then if I preach on the vision again, it's like a Red Bull go down, and he'd be like, yeah, I've got this new idea, man. He's like, go for it, man. Pray for you. And how many things haven't worked, Rowan? All of them, yeah. Apart from this one now, though, right? So now, so what's happened? Because over the years, God's been increasing his capacity to handle things. And that's what vision does. We have a go, we fall down, we get up again, we have another go. Just like a baby, in a nappy, as he starts to walk, he falls down. But what baby stays down? Have you seen a baby that gives up and stays down? I haven't. They get up again and they go until one day, they make it. Oh, come to daddy. Hey, dada. And then they become teenagers and you want to get rid of them. No, not really. And that's what vision does to us. See, babies, they have a vision to walk like mum and dad. And that's what empowers them to continue to get up. And vision is no different. And Rowan and Lauren see the success of what they're doing now because they haven't given up. And that's how vision works. You keep your eyes on the prize, man. You keep getting up and having another go. And George, you inspire me, mate. You're a man. And I love you, mate. You inspire me. I want to come over and see what you do. Invite me for a coffee. I'll bring some KFC if you like. A lot of you guys inspire me. Alex inspires me. His vision with crypto there. Go for more. Vision turns you into a giant on the inside, where you say, I'm not settling for this rubbish. I'm not settling for where I am in 2022. I'm not settling for the chains of average or mediocrity. Average is for losers, man. Mediocrity, that's not me. How about you? Don't let average, be your lot in life. Let vision take you on. Let God's purpose speak to you. Let God's purpose and destiny over your life be the empowering thing that pulls you towards God and pulls you towards what He's doing. I see miracle plastering, rewiring today. It's like, man, new levels, man. New levels, dude. It's happening. It's going down. Or going up, I mean. It's happening. Vision. It's vision. Vision causes discipline. Vision causes you to do what you have to do even though you don't want to do it. Vision bosses you around. Vision is more powerful even than your wife. It bosses you around that way. And all the men went quiet. I'm not settling for the chains of average. Go for more. You were born for more. I love INC. We're an INC church. And when Ross Abraham took over the presidency of that, he put a mantra and he said, this is what we're called now. INC, born for more. Like it. I like it. God's always calling us for more. You've never arrived, guys. We've never arrived. We're always born for more. 2 Kings 2, verse 9. It's a crazy thing I love about Elijah right here. And so it was when they had crossed over. So Elijah had trained up Elijah now. And so he'd done the apprenticeship of cleaning the camel and all that stuff. And looking over and feeding Elijah, cooking the roast and all that sort of stuff on the fire. So now he's ready, right? And so it says, and so it was when they had crossed over that Elijah said to Elisha, so they'd crossed over the Jordan River. He said, ask, what may I do for you before I am taken away from you? And Elisha said this, listen to this. Please let a double portion of your spirit be upon me. What vision was that? Normally you'd think, oh, well, if I can do what you can do, that'd be awesome. Oh, no. Elijah's thinking, I want a double portion. You can split the Jordan River, what can I do? See, sense of vision, sense of purpose, like rattling his heart. Running through his veins where he's thinking, I just don't want to do what you did, Elijah. I want to do double what you have done. I want to see God do double through my life than through your life. See? And he said, give me a double portion of your spirit beyond me. And if you've attained a certain, if I could get Carl on the keys next time. But if you've attained a certain level in regards to your finances, don't settle for it. Can I say that? Don't settle for it. Don't settle for what you have. Don't settle for where you are. If you're breathing, there's potential. If you're breathing, there's more. You are born for more than where you are. Get a vision for more. And you know, this morning I just want to pray for anyone that you're really excited about 2023. And you're really believing for more. You're born for more. And you're believing for more. And you want to see greater things, bigger things happening over your life. We'd love to pray for you this morning.
Yes.
Maybe some others this morning, maybe some things in your past, things in 22, maybe even before 22, you know, they like hold you back, like a prison that holds you back into that place, you know, where you now thinking, wow, yeah, vision is really the answer. It's really getting a hold of the purpose of God over my life so that I can push my life forward. Yeah? If that's you this morning, why don't you come? I'd love to pray for you. If you're believing for more this morning, why don't you come? And I'd love to pray for you. If you want this year to be an amazing year for you, why don't you come? Need to surrender to God, why don't you come? This is your year, if you believe it. It's your year, if you want it to be. It's your year if you get a vision for it. See, it's up to me, it's up to you, it's up to us, isn't it? If you see this year as better, if you can see this year as bigger, if you can see this year as greater, why could you not double what you've done last year, this year? Why could you not triple? See. As you see it, as you lift your eye this morning, as you raise your vision this morning, Jesus, we thank you, Lord.